Hello, and welcome to our latest episode of Talking with the Experts. I'm Mike Nichols, the Content and Social Media Manager at AEM, and joining me is Mark Hoeksema to talk about the weather system that's causing smoke from Canada's historic wildfires to blanket large portions of the United States. For those of you who don't know Mark, he's the Chief Meteorologist here at AEM and leads our meteorological operations team. In his role, he oversees the acquisition and integration of meteorological content into our various products. He's been with the company since 2000, but even before that, he was with WRC TV in Washington, D.C., where he served in various capacities, including on-air meteorologist, weather producer, and forecaster, and even the webmaster of the very first ever TV weather website. Mark holds bachelor's and master's degrees in meteorology from the University of Maryland. So, Mark, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Mike. I'm very happy to be here.
All right. So, Mark, let's talk about those wildfires in Canada. It sounds like they could be in for one of the worst seasons they've seen in a long time.
Yeah, so Canada has had a very dry and very warm spring, and that sparked a early and record season for the wildfires. There's been over 2,000 wildfires already this year, and the weather pattern generally looks like this could be the worst wildfire season ever up there. Many of these fires are spread across Canada, but they are focused a lot in eastern Canada and also in Alberta, in central Canada.
All right. Wow. That sounds just terrible. You got to feel bad for anyone who's affected by all those fires. And speaking of being affected, right, that smoke from the fires is drifting south, covering some pretty large portions of the U.S., around the mid-Atlantic region and surrounding states. I hear the air quality there is pretty dangerously poor. That's not very common, is it?
No, and it certainly isn't. Usually this time of year, we don't see a lot of smoke at all, and often when we think of fires, it's very bad smoke out west, such as California and the Rocky Mountains, where they are generally dry and have a big problem with fires. But this situation in Canada has kind of flipped it around, and it's the eastern part of the U.S. and Canada that are seeing all the bad air from these wildfires.
Yeah. So why is that? Why are we suddenly seeing smoke from Canada's fires coming down into the northeast U.S.?
Well, we are in a kind of an uncommon weather pattern, and I can show you real quickly here, what's been going on. There's this area of low pressure over New England here, and the winds are circling around it. You can see in this diagram that they're showing the flow of the winds, and it's essentially, this has been stuck here. And because of the flow of the winds coming north out of Canada, it's picking up the smoke from those fires in eastern Canada, and it's just essentially on a conveyor belt, bringing it down into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Parts of the Ohio Valley are getting smoke, the Appalachian Mountains and places like that. So it's kind of a two-pronged thing: unusual places for fires, unusual number of fires, and then this unusual low pressure system that's stuck over New England.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that does make sense. I'm sure the folks who are being impacted, though, they'd love to know when this might when they might see some relief. When can we expect the weather system to dissipate?
Yeah, so we're looking at this upper level system being start to slowly track to the east. It's going to be around tomorrow. Unfortunately, we got another bad day of air for Friday, but on late Friday, there's going to be a system, a front that's going to start pushing this smoke out to the ocean. And we could see really good improvement in New York and Philadelphia, and then certainly on the weekend, DC, Baltimore, Richmond, those areas down the East Coast, we'll start seeing some better air movement. It looks like this weekend, people might be able to see a little blue sky.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. Hey, Mark, one last question for you. So for folks who are living or working in these affected areas, I would imagine they would love to keep tabs on, the air quality and what their exposure really is like. Are there any resources you might recommend?
Yeah, sure. We have a website here called our AirLink, and it essentially is going to allow folks to look at an air quality map. That is AEM's WeatherLink air quality map. You can go to www.weatherlink.com and see this map. And I'll throw it up right here right now and show you that here's what you see when you go to that webpage. You can see the various colors. These correspond to the EPA color levels from good all the way up to the hazardous. You can see these kind of purple dots in here are where there's very hazardous air currently. And you can see, you know, some of the oranges and reds are still unhealthy, but it gives you a good look. And these are all sensors all around the eastern US and actually all around the US and into Canada, where you can look at the air quality. And importantly, it'll give you values near your home, and it'll also give you some safety information telling you, you know, you don't want to go outside or the air is very unhealthy, and it'll keep you apprised. You can check in throughout the day. Air quality does change as the day changes, so you'll want to check at a number of different times. You'll be able to see improvements or degradation of the air quality. So it's a great place to go and follow along with this current situation. And you'll also be able to watch that good air coming in this weekend.
Thanks, Mark. That's really great information. I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, especially on such short notice, to talk to us about these events as they're unfolding. Until next time, this is Mike Nichols for AEM and Talking with the Experts. Don't forget to check out weatherlink.com for your latest air quality updates.